Hello! If you're here, I suppose you already have a VR headset and are looking for ways to be more creative, or you already like to paint and want to find new inspiration and improve your skill. Well, either way, you are in the right place because today I will teach you how to make this incredible painting that you see right here. You can certainly replicate this in the real world, but if you prefer not to make a mess, save a few $100 on painting supplies, then I suggest you to grab a quest and follow along. We will learn how to use a spray can, mix colors, use different kind of brushes, and even bend the laws of physics. And at the end, I will teach you how to export the final painting so that you can unleash your creativity into the real world. So, grab your headset, get Painting VR on a Meta store, and let's start painting.
Here is our painting studio. You can see on the right we have different kind of brushes and a spray can, and on the left here we have some of the colors that we can pick from, and here I have pre-made the colors that we will use for this painting. To start following the tutorial, you can go here on the browser, click on the YouTube, and then search for the tutorial. So it is very straightforward. You can follow along right here. Let's move this on the side because we don't need it right now. Now we can start. First of all, I would suggest to make a new painting. So you can go to File, New, and start a new painting. To start, let's increase a little bit the scale of the canvas to 2:2. This allows us to zoom in more in detail when we want to make any fine detail. So we have to create a new canvas, and here we are. We can also adjust the scale of the canvas and access the menu from the hamburger menu that is here on the trestle. So you can go on the canvas here and make it small. So for now, we can just keep it like that. What we'll do then is to work more freely and be able to move the canvas ups and down. We can go here, and if you don't have this activated, you can unlock it, so that this allows you to move the canvas using the grip button on either of your hands. So since we are here now, I think let's start painting. Let me grab the spray can for now, get this and get a nice turquoise background color. You see now it's a bit too faint, so it's a good opportunity to show how to access the settings of each one of the brushes. You can push the B button on the hand that is holding the tool and move this up towards the setting of the brush. Here we got the spray can, and here we can change the thickness. Let's go for 80 since we want a homogeneous background. Here we go. And here we have it. We want to have this blurry background, and the spray can is actually great for this. We can first of all start by adding some darker area with this darker green in some parts of the canvas, but let's try to lower the thickness to around 50. So you can now start a little bit. You'll see that we will get some darker area here and there. The bottom is going to be very dark, so we can be a bit more generous. If you feel that at any moment you didn't like what you did, the beauty of being in VR is that you can always undo. So again, by pushing the B button, you can just select redo or undo. So I didn't like the stroke. Let's do it again. Better. We can even increase the thickness a little bit and darken it further in some area. Oh, a bit too dark. Yes. And let's go now with the darkest side. To be safe, let's start around 50. Darken the bottom and the edges first. Okay, so now it's time to make those nice tree. And this is where I would suggest to start increasing the scale so that we can be more precise. And add a tree around here. Point the can towards the bottom and then start You will see that we start getting the shape of our tree with these blurry edges. And important is first to do the edges and then the central part. Here we go. We don't need to worry about the bottom because we'll do that later. Nice. Let's give it a look. Pretty nice. Now, okay, let's make one more. A bit bigger here. So here we keep going down. Now, if you see that if you do this and you kind of like quickly flicker your wrist, you see how you get that shade. So let's see how this look. Okay, I think we are getting there. Let's darker the bottom. Some light touches from afar. And let's also try now to lower it a bit to 35 or some sort. And yeah, we can get a bit more faint edges. Nice. And at any moment, remember that you can, of course, save your progress. You can open the menu, go to File, and then Save. In this case, we can change the name and let's call it Rainy Window. And I always like to add a number so that we can keep the progress. Rainy Window, and here we go. We save it. And now we can try more things. Let's add maybe a little bit of black on the edges to further darken this the side. Very nice. Very nice. Let's make the canvas a little bigger, a little smaller. It's now time to start adding our drops. So let's pick the cone brush, keep it at around 35 transparency, pick some black, and then start drawing the drops of water falling down. And here it's nice, you don't need to be precise, you can be all squiggly. And it's now the time to add that highlight that will really make these drops pop. To do this, we're going to use the liner brush. Also, again, remove the mix, pick some white, and increase the size of the canvas quite a lot. This way, we can just go in there and use our liner to add a light on the drops. And sometimes you can be a little bit further to make that line. Sometimes you can be a bit thicker. and we go down, and we go down. Let's now start adding some drops on the whole window. To do this, we can just again pick black, go to this, make the canvas a little bigger and start adding drops. We start first with the circular. You can use also the corner of the brush. And here is where I would suggest to get some music, relax. You can go with some bigger one, followed by small one around it. Change also the direction of your brush. Now, if you want, what you can also do is that with a darker color, for example, this one, you can add what is basically a drawing on the window. To do that, you can go down with the transparency and draw, for example, in this case, let's draw a heart. And here we go. What we need to do is then we just need to keep adding those dots also on top of it so that will make it look like. Remember not to add it around the edges because that's where the frame will be. So I think it's now time to start brightening up those and add the reflection on these drops. To do that, we can start with white or we can mix a little bit and make it like a little with a tint. To do this, we can add a little bit of, mix it a little bit. So now we got, let's get a bit more white. Nice. So we don't have like complete white. We can increase the thickness, keep a little bit of mixing, and let's see how that looks like. In this case, to be precise, we would need to increase the size of the canvas and then go through the drops like this. You don't need to be super precise here. Remember to keep the white side always on the right or the left, or the right or the bottom. So here we are. I think we have added all the drops. Everything looks quite Nice. Now is the time to add some even tinier. Now it's time to add some even tinier drops. Again, we pick our cone brush. We can stay with the transparency at 30, pick white, and then just add some small, tiny droplets in many places. We can increase our canvas quite a lot so that we don't need to be super precise. We can add a small one. So here we are. Let's add a couple more. And let's see how it looks. I would say not bad. And now it's time to add the frame of the window. This might be quite tricky, so let's make sure to save our project. And now we are going to use the flat brush with quite some thickness, let's say at 60, and then we're going to scale down the canvas. This allows us to have one single stroke as straight as possible that we can use to put at the four edges of the canvas. So now we're here. Let's even small it a bit one, and let's go. So if that doesn't convince you, don't worry, you can undo it and try again. Once you're happy with the stroke, you can turn the canvas by unlocking the turning and lock it back. So let's now start darkening up a bit the corner of this frame to make it look a little bit more realistic. To do this, we can grab a little bit of black and then mix it with the other dark color that we use for the frame. Let's mix it up a bit, and now we got this darker color that looks quite good. We're gonna increase the thickness, decrease the thickness, and give some little stroke. Let's pick a little bit more. Let's pick it again. And nice. Let's now add the darkest part here. In darkest color. And here we have it. And we're going to repeat the same process on the other corners. And so here we are again. We add the darker stroke and blend it in. And so here we are. The painting is finished and we are ready to export it wherever we want. To do that, it's very easy. We just go to the main menu and click export. We rename the file how we want to have it. Window Final, for example. Here we go. And click save. After that, we can access the file by simply plugging the headset via USB-C cable to a PC and either enter inside the folders where the file was saved or Use SideQuest to access the folder where all your save files and your exported paintings are. From there, you're good to go. You can use it to print it on a canvas, like this one here, or go forward with your workflow, implement it in other 3D tools like Blender or Maya, or even on further with other 2D tools like, for example, Procreate and so on. So have fun, unleash your creativity, and I hope you have learned something new today. And see you at the next tutorial.